Yeah, welcome to our fireside chat at the eCommerce Expo in Berlin, where we speak about understanding different markets when it comes to payment. For example, here in Europe, we have a free economic area that is almost unique in its kind. While on the one hand, a direct connection across the entire continent is possible, we have nevertheless retained local characteristics and products. And this international connectedness is so exciting because we can benefit from regional products all over Europe. For example, when I'm living in Denmark, I can order my favorite olives from my last Greek vacation in Greece. But that's not given everywhere in the world. The local characteristics and super regional networking is no different in the payment area. Payment preferences on the internet are as varied as people. So why do people in Great Britain see buy now, pay later as a convenient way to cushion expensive goods? While people in Germany and Italy, for example, often want to hold their goods in their hands before they pay for it. As a global payment provider, and here I can speak from experience, we at Nexi are with accommodating and enabling our customers' local payment preferences with our payment solutions. I'm happy to talk to our two partners. One is Charlotte Paauwe, is leading the partner management team at RatePay with a background as experienced business development manager with demonstrated history of working in financial services in Europe and Asia. On the other one, we have Michael Atug, business and e-commerce expert, digital rockstar, and also our brand ambassador for Nexi Germany. He's a true entrepreneur and is not tired of telling that omni multi-channel is the only way to survive as a merchant. So let's jump into our chat. I would like to start the round with an open question. So what is a favorite fact when you think about different payment preferences in Europe? Charlotte.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. So I work at RatePay. We're a white label BNPL provider based in Berlin. We've been in this business for over 12 years, so we're an expert in local payment methods. I think maybe not a fun fact, but an interesting fact is that local payment behavior in Germany. So BNPL is like the new hype of the recent years, what a lot of young people use. But actually in Germany, older generations are very used to open invoice. We call it buy now, pay later, open invoice, Rechnungskauf, all these different terms. But it was offline and now also online. You have this option, what is very much used by the older generation. It's a conservative payment method for them and they keep on using them. And the reasons for the trust in this payment method for the older generation is first that they can receive the goods and pay for it later. Exactly. So they can check the shoes, they can check whatever they bought. Does it fit? Is it what it says it is, what I ordered online? And then they can pay in 14 days in installments or whatever kind of deferred payment methods there are available. And the second argument for this, for the German population to use this payment method is that not a lot of data is required to apply for open invoice. We use at RatePay, we only need a name, an email address, a date of birth, and with these three facts and the items in the basket, we can make a risk analysis and give the credit to the customer. And in Germany, they really prefer this. They trust that. They trust the open invoice payment method in the checkout, and it has already been a way of payment for decades, and that's not in all other countries the same. So I think that's an interesting fact.
Exactly. What about you think?
Yes, I can sign. Oh, that's very loud. I can sign everything what Charlotte said, and I want to say all the same, but now she's stolen everything. So it is you don't ask for a funny fact, you only ask for interesting fact. But at first we speak about funny facts, and I think it's a funny fact that the Germans like Rechnungskauf because they don't. I see it in my own shop. The people want the good, they want to look, they don't want to pay before. They're a little bit or we are a little bit, yeah,
Conservative.
yes. So we are like that. That's okay. But every country is another country, and you can't tell it to everyone.
Is it one of the preferences, payments in your shop as well?
Rechnungskauf.
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
Are
The
you
people
using?
like it.
Do you have RatePay in your checkout?
No.
Oh, we have to talk about that.
Okay, Charlotte, you and RatePay are expert when it comes to financing options for customers, like buy now, pay later or digital wallets. How and why are the regional differences in using these options?
Yeah, I think what e-commerce shops need to understand, what is important for they expanding into countries, if they really look, they have to really look into payment habits and payment culture of the customers, like I said before. I just mentioned the Germans, where open invoice, but also PayPal and SEPA direct debit is a very takes the majority part of the checkout. But for example, I'm from the Netherlands, and in the Netherlands we're completely different. Even though we look similar sometimes like the Germans, we have a completely different way of paying. We are very innovative. I'm sorry, we are, and we. I think 10 years ago, Ideal was introduced. We use Ideal a lot. We use credit cards, but now we're also open and receptive to buy now, pay later. And you can actually, what you have to have in the checkout, if you offer in the Netherlands, is a full suite of different payment methods, and we're open to explore them. And in Germany, like I said before, they're conservative. They only want to use what they know. We also see it here in Germany that it's still a very cash-driven society. They're very hesitant to try out new things, new payment methods, and therefore I think it's key for your overall sales and your overall conversion of customers that you really research. Even your global e-commerce shop, you really need to double down, check with payment service provider, with us, with local payment methods. What do I need to have in the checkout? Which payment methods are preferred? And it really contribute to the overall growth.
Exactly. Michael, one shop with the same checkout for entire Europe, is that possible? What are you thinking?
No. I think, like I told before, normally everyone wants to have every option that is there, but I think that's too much. So I don't want, what did I say? I don't want bling bling, I want a lean checkout. So the people must feel good inside, and it's okay, I know this, zack, and that's it. So a lot of sellers are looking for everything and say, okay, I need this because of every country, but not every country is not every country. So you have in Russia, the people go to put the packages before the war, of course, to put the packages from the station or whatever, and they want to go out and have some fun with their friends. That's like that. Also, it's like that. They pay there, and that's it. And in Germany is another country, and every country is not each. It's very difficult to say everyone is for one. You can't do it. If you are selling on a marketplace, that's easy. So maybe Amazon, you sell and they put the money and that's it. But on the shop, it's more difficult, of course.
Yeah, Charlotte, adding to the difference between countries are those between generations. 44% of the Gen Z and millennials say they prefer buy now, pay later to other lending options because of its flexibility. How will that develop in the future? Is the bill generation, the conservative way, dying, and will be paying for purchases in installments on a regular basis? What do you think?
Well, yeah, we are very positive about buy now, pay later, obviously, but research has shown that BNPL will grow in the next coming years, year to year, 26%. So there's a huge interest in using BNPL, buy now, pay later. And yes, the younger generation is getting very used to this easy way to credit, right? They don't need to apply for a credit card. They don't need to share their income. They don't need to share any other financial history. which makes it very easy for them. Hey, I want to buy these shoes, but I don't have that €100 now, but in 2 weeks, why don't I use an open invoice that is now available? Of course, it has, in the recent year, and the last year, it has been under huge scrutiny by the regulator, because there is, of course, also the danger of youngsters buying an iPhone and they cannot afford it, right? We at RayPay, we have been doing this over 12 years. We have a risk scoring engine. We can really determine if someone is a fraudster or someone is credit worthy to pay for that iPhone. And we are actually, we don't mind that the regulator is now becoming more stricter on consumer protection, because it's for the best interest for our business that we spot the people who can pay for the goods. And I think consumer protection is very important, and you don't want to have people in huge debt at a young age.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, it's an easy access, of course. Maybe because of this high increased regulations and increased rules, customer experience and accessibility to this payment method could become less. But I believe that is less to the people who cannot use this payment method because they don't have the cash at hand, or they cannot pay in the future. So it's here to stay. Youngsters will keep on continuing using it, and I'm not sure about the bill generation is paying now, right? Don't pay now, not later. But yes, I believe that BNPL will keep on increasing and keep on being a very preferred way to pay for the goods.
Do you think the same?
But it's funny. I thought it's maybe, what can I say? 15 years ago, I told to myself, okay, maybe in 5 years. But now it's 15 years later, and we speak the same. And when I was going to Sweden, I have a lot of family there. 20 years ago, everyone is paying latte macchiato for €2 or something else with a card. And I looked and said, what is this? Yes, it's a little bit Steinzeit. I don't know, what does it mean? Steinzeit, the dinosaur
old century
time, yes. And I thought it's coming nearly, but we have to wait. But 10 years later, maybe it is one way.
Yeah, but it's of course also related to the goods you're buying, right? A coffee you're not going to buy in installments, or a certain, I don't know, if you buy furniture, you prefer to pay it in installments. So it really also reflects to the goods that people want to buy. But definitely, it will keep on being a huge topic in payments.
Exactly. I don't think that the cashes will moving away. Still will be here, especially in Germany. And it will take a lot of time that it will fading out, and then on the debit cards and all the stuff coming on. Yeah, we'll see what's coming up. Michael, payment options play a central role in marketing. As soon as there's a hardware at checkout, a company undoes much of its previous marketing efforts. What do you advise to customers to do, and how big is the role of regional differences in this?
So I think you have to look which country you want to deliver, or what shop do you have, and then you look what the payment, favorite payment is there, and use this, and not 10 other things. Like I told you, not too much bling bling. It is too much. The people don't like that. So you have to have your own strategy for every country, and then you go out. But when you have PayPal or something else, the favorite things, it's okay, but not every little thing that is outside you can have, but you say, no, better not.
Charlie,
I don't know if it's right. It's my opinion only.
No, it's okay. You want to add? You agreed on that? Okay. So we're nearly to our end, Safin. And I would like to ask you for a short statement, both of you guys. So one is, what are the success factors for payment solutions in balancing local preferences and global connectivity? Charlotte.
Yeah, I think I'm repeating what I've said before. It's highly important as a global e-commerce company to research the payment behavior and the payment preferences in each country you're offering your goods. Next to that, of course, the customer experience in the checkout is highly important. People are, especially the younger generation, are very demanding. If it doesn't go seamless and in the same look and feel, they will abandon, right? And just a little pitch for RatePay. We are a white label provider, so the customer stays in the checkout and the look and feel of the merchant. It's also a trust element there, and that increases the chance that the customer will finish the checkout and will eventually buy the goods. So focus on the checkout and the customer experience as a global e-commerce, and also focus on the preferred payment methods. And I think you will add that don't have 20 payment methods in your checkout because people don't know where to start. But really have a tailor-made approach is very, very advisable. And please call us if you need any guidance.
Yes, and what is the worst thing that can be happen? You are collecting things in your basket, and on the end, it doesn't fit or something else, and the customer is going out. That's horrible. That's a nightmare from every seller. So that is the number one. But let me say something about the whole e-commerce, not only for the checkout, because without e-commerce, without selling, I don't have a checkout, you know. And so I think it's very important. I told this, I don't know, 10 years before, when everyone was hyping Amazon. Amazon is great, it's okay, yes? But I told them, okay, look that you have some legs more in the business. Use other marketplaces. Kaufland is here, Allegro is here from Poland, or Otto, or whatever. Use it, because you must have a lot of options. When you don't do it, maybe you have only an Amazon store, and you have a penalty or something else. That can happen from 1 second to the other, and from 1 second to the other you don't have a business. So you have people to pay, you have maybe, I don't know, rent for the hall or something else. So that is very important to have a strategy, not only also for our own shop. If you have an own shop, you can have a Google penalty, or something is changing, or everything is much more expensive now. So you look at a good mix of marketplace, of shop, of everything, and look, maybe you make a pop-up store in a country, in a city, because a lot of cities are empty with the stores. You can go and can have it for some euros. So try everything. Also the POS, as a point of sale, you can try it, you can do it. Why not? You have the article, and use it. Try it, and then on the end, you know what is going on. And if something is changing, you have to change from one second to the other. You must have a plan B, or better, a plan C also, because you don't know in this business what is going on in 2 days, maybe in 1 hour.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for this fireside chat. As we can see, we have a little bit time left. Are there any questions to one of these guys? I can't see barely anything.
Björn?
Is there anyone having a question? Yes, there.
Okay, Siwan, just a second.
We can't see it.
I can't see it anyways.
Hi, my name is Fredrika. My question is, in general, how do you see the future of mobile payments in Germany? I represent the Nordic e-commerce store, and mobile payments are by far our most preferred payment method. So just in general, I would like to understand how Germans see that as a possible payment method in the checkout.
Yeah, I think that is the future, of course, because who is going to the desktop to buy anything? So you are on the sofa or something else, buying a furniture or whatever, and you want to pay it in that moment on your mobile.
What are you thinking, Charlotte? Do you have anything to add?
No, I have nothing to add, except for that, as I said before, the older generation is still very conservative, and that's something we need to keep in mind, especially also with this cashless payment. I think in Germany it's a hard nut to crack, but the younger generation is more open to it. And yeah, hopefully the innovation will also kick in here on that matter.
But I see a little change. So the silver generation is doing more than some years ago because Corona was there and they have to change their self and they do it. So maybe it's not a big gap like it was before. It's a little bit...
Getting smaller.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller and that's good for us.
I have a second question, if that's all right. How often would you recommend that you look into local markets' payment methods and update yourself? For example, if you're selling in all European countries, do you need to, on a yearly basis, check what payment methods are used, or is it enough to, I don't know, every 5 years? Or you said like 15 years, nothing has changed. Or what's your recommendation for this?
Well, I think if you compared what I made my comparison between the Netherlands and Germany, the Netherlands is a very innovative, open to new payment methods country. I think you need to do a check on your checkout, check how much transaction goes through every payment method, what has been, you can really monitor that, right? So I think every few years, you definitely need to check if it's still suitable for the customers at hand. Of course, Germany is a bit slower on that end, but I think we have customers also asking, merchants that ask us every 2 years, what happened, how is the SEPA direct debit compared to open invoice? Is there anything else you've seen in the checkout that the abandon rate increased? So those checks every year or every 2 years is very important.
So in Netherlands every year and in Germany every 5 years, okay? I think that's the best way to do it. It's horrible, but it's that.